Hello and welcome, my name is Parky and today we're going to be doing another Tankard of Truth. That's right, it's been a little while since the last one, so I thought I might as well do another one. Now today is not going to be a sort of like normal episode, mostly because I've got a lot of other stuff to talk about. And I've just literally come back from 4 days at Eurogamer EGX in Birmingham, and I thought it was about time that maybe I spoke about what I did, and maybe what's coming up on the channel, because I feel like things are maybe getting a bit stagnant in areas. We're also going to maybe answer a few questions, but it's going to be like a weird, rambly Tankard of Truth. Tankard of Truth is actually still here, in spirit, but I might not do much with it this episode. I can just hold it here whilst I talk about Eurogamer, I suppose. Might be a good idea. So, last Thursday I went to Birmingham, and that's like about a 2-hour drive away from Reading, which is where I live. And basically, we just went around 4 days. I've been there for 6 years running now. This is my 6th year, depressingly. And basically it's the UK's biggest sort of gaming event, I suppose you could call it. Like, in America you've got things like E3 and stuff. This is sort of like our sort of small weedy cousin, I suppose you could call it. We actually met up with Crazy Kips, who is one of my good friends that I made on YouTube for the last 5 years or something. We used to do a few things like Minecraft Jungle Survival is one of our most known. We're going to be doing a few more things soon, but I don't want to talk about that quite yet. That's going to come later in this video. But yeah, we went around, got loads of loot. I've literally got like a massive pile of loot next to me. I was going to show you a few of the things that they gave away. Most notably, my favourite thing is this Fallout Boy mask, which is incredible. It's like really thick plastic. Really good. And they're giving out loads of Pokemon cards as well, which is like really going towards my OCD collecting thing. Because when I was younger, I used to collect, is it called like the base set of Pokemon cards? Like the very first ever set of Pokemon cards that were released. I have every single one of them, including like a shiny Charizard, which according to Kips is now worth like over £200 to £1,000, which is kind of crazy because it's quite rare. But yeah, I need to dig that out. I'm not going to sell it though, it's like too nice to get rid of. Anyway, I went on a big ramble. So yeah, they were giving away loads of stuff. We also got like a t-shirt, which is from, I can't remember what the name of the game is. They did like a raffle every day. Kips actually caught the t-shirt, hit some other guy in the head. Really tall, scary looking guy. And the guy turned around and was like, "It hit my head, it's mine." And Kips was like, "Well no, because I caught it." And then he looked like he wanted to stab him. But it's okay, that was just like one fun thing. But yeah, these t-shirts, they're like XXXL, 3 X's. I didn't even know, like, aren't there people that big? I'm slightly confused. Surely it would make more sense to actually throw out t-shirts that were medium, because that would probably fit more people overall in the audience than an XXXL. So yeah, I've got new bed sheets, that's good. Gonna probably sew that into like a cushion or something. That's a good idea actually, I might do that. So yeah, we went there, 4 days, I literally got back, started university, final year of university. I've been there for far too long. More time than most people go to university, just because like I had an industry year. Loads of other stuff. So yeah, I'm like, this is my final year, so obviously I'm going to be a bit busier, but I'm going to try and keep up all of the YouTube stuff if I can. Obviously I'm going to try and do at least 1 video a day. In terms of doing things that I really want to do, like the series me and Kips have already recorded, they're sort of in the process of being edited, it's going to make things a bit more difficult because I don't have as much time. For those of you who don't know, basically we recorded a fighting fantasy-esque thing, and fighting fantasy is sort of like a sort of dumbed down Dungeons and Dragons, I suppose you could call it. It's like a book. You sort of like, it's a create your own adventure. It's like, turn to page whatever. You can now do this or this. If you want to do this, turn to this other page. So it's one of those sort of adventures, which are really cool. It is a really good thing that we did. I just need to actually get all the artwork sorted for it. I actually mentioned this in the Plague Inc. video that I recorded, I think, yesterday for today. So yeah, that's more ramble to do with that. That's going to come out, hopefully, in a few weeks. I said that I was actually going to edit that about probably 2 months ago when we recorded it, but I've just been so busy with stuff that I've not been able to do it. But this is going to be a major problem because, as I said, I've got even less time to do things now. In terms of the other things on the channel, we've actually got Spore going on. Spore's great. I love Spore. It's now on like 23 episodes or something. I can't even remember. Something ridiculous like that. It's going to keep going for ages for those of you who are interested. But that does mean that it's taking up a space on the channel, which is great, like, because everyone loves Spore, so I don't mind doing it at all. I actually love the game. In terms of things like Plague Inc., I do want to maybe start moving on to other things. God, the lighting in here is terrible, isn't it? Sorry about the glare off my glasses. This is the problem with being blind and a nerd. However, and also living in a basement, apparently. Okay, but yeah, Plague Inc. is something that maybe I feel like it's time to start moving on from. I don't really know what I want to replace it with. I had ideas of things like Stonehearth, but I want to get away from doing all the sort of very long series on my channel because I feel that people maybe don't really maintain their interest in things like that beyond about 3 or 4 episodes, which is fair enough because, like, to be honest, I do it too. As soon as I start watching something, if it's like, even if I'm really enjoying it, I'll either forget to watch like onwards from part 3 or whatever. So yeah, I'm not sure. What I'm basically asking is for you guys to leave your suggestions in the comment section below. Obviously we've got things like Parky's Shorts, which I've not done for a little while. I did like one every 2 weeks at one point. But yeah, I need to bring those things back. Obviously another major thing that has happened is that summer is now over, so most people have actually gone back to school, university, whatever. And that does take a big hit on a YouTuber's channel. During summertime, my views and subscriber count almost doubles, if that puts into perspective. So having just come out of a really good period, it does make you feel a bit sort of down in the dumps about it, or especially when you're trying to do loads of other things like university work and other stuff. So it's going to be like a bit touch and go. I mean, I'm not going to quit or anything, that's what I'm saying. It's just, it gets difficult at this time of the year. Every year is the same for every YouTuber. Everyone starts like getting depressed about their views. One thing that you've got to know about YouTubers, we obsessively check these stats. Like, we will check how many views and stuff we get every day. And if it's like, if it goes down for one day, or the overall sort of like net gain or loss of things is going up or down, we like have OCD, we're like obsessed with it. It's crazy. But yeah, we're going to get through it together. We pull together. What am I doing? But yeah, I think that's probably enough for an update. So let's do a couple of questions from you guys, because obviously that's probably the whole point of this video. Okay, so the first question I have pulled out is from Nikki Little. Do you have a lot of American subscribers? That's interesting actually, because I do have access to stats which allow me to figure out exactly where the audience that are watching me are from. That was a weird sentence. And a lot of them are American, I'm not going to lie. I think probably about 50% of my audience are American. So if you're American, welcome. Thank you for listening to me rambling in my British voice for probably years now. Strangely enough, there's actually a lot of people from places like Sweden and Denmark. For some reason I have a good following in Denmark, I'm not really sure why. And just like some other like random smatterings of countries, a lot of Canadians, a few UKers. UKers are here, they are here. Probably the thing is, Americans probably find it appealing that I'm English and speak like this, whereas people in the UK might think I'm a complete, well, twat or whatever, because that sort of goes beyond the voice. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think my UK support is here, but it's more America. Okay, the next question is from Ronan Callahan. If you ever got a chance, would you go to America? Very American-based questions today. I've actually been to America a couple of times, mostly when I was younger, because obviously when you're young you go on holiday with your parents. I've been to Boston and I've also been to New York. Have I been anywhere else? I don't think I have. I've been to those two places. Boston's really nice. I remember going there when I was younger at Christmas time, and they had all like really nice streets with like trees and like fairy lights in them everywhere. So it was a good time, and it was snowing, which is like a rarity in England. It hasn't snowed here for like 2 years properly. But yeah, New York as well. I've been to New York. That was probably about 6 years ago, 5 years ago, something crazy. And I went to all like the, you know, typical tourist attractions. Went up the Empire State Building, went to the Central Park and other places like that. It was nice. I don't think I'd probably be able to live there, if I'm honest. I mean, I do live in like an urban environment here, but it's a bit different in New York. I don't think I could probably deal with being sort of like as crushed in by all the buildings as it is there, because it is very like overwhelmingly large. I'm actually from London originally, like that's where I grew up. I've only been in Reading for a couple of years, or a few years, so I am used to sort of like city life, but on the same level it's sort of like a nice mix here. That's why I'm in Reading. It's sort of close enough to London that it's like nice. It's like a half-an-hour train journey. That's like my extent of being close to a major city. In terms of going in the future, I'd very much like to go to places like Chicago, and I'd like to go to Boston again. But to be honest, I just don't have the money for it. Like, I'm stuck here at the moment, poor student. Don't make any money from YouTube, basically. So yeah, I'm just chilling for now. I need to get a job. I mean, I had my industry year a year or so ago, which was great because it gave me a bit more money coming in, but that's all ended now. Okay, let's do one more question. I do realise that we've only done a few of these this episode, which is to be expected because I just wanted to do like a brief sort of introduction about what happened at EGX and other stuff. This one is from the Apollo TD. This is actually a long question. Do you think it's better to be less successful than big YouTubers? Because when you have a smaller channel, it's easier to interact with your fans and therefore a higher viewer satisfaction rate. God, that's a lot of things to talk about. I think it's probably not as easy to answer as you probably expect it to be. YouTube is a very strange beast. It's not as easy as everyone thinks. It's like, oh, he's got 40,000 subscribers, he's really small, he's never going to get anywhere, like, whatever. Like, it's difficult to say. I mean, 40,000 subscribers-ish, and I'm just under that level, is quite a lot of people. And you might not think it is, because there's the big YouTubers who have like hundreds of thousands. It's taken me like 5 years to get to where I am. And unfortunately on YouTube, like, there is this whole thing of you either get lucky or you don't. And that is it. A lot of people, I think, like to think that it's based on quality. There's sort of like a threshold of quality that you get to with your YouTube videos. You can have like the good audio quality, good visual quality, which I have. Also edit out all like the sort of blank spaces of where I'm not really saying much or not being entertaining. So there's only so much that you can do. The other half comes from basically being lucky with who finds you, and also just being like starting at the right time, because effectively there's so many people that do YouTube what we do now, like Let's Plays and other like gaming videos in general. It doesn't even matter if you do like videos with like other people, for example, or montages, or like do GTA 5 and Gary's Mod like every other bloody channel out there at the moment. It doesn't matter. It's just completely based on luck, effectively, at the end of the day, whether you get noticed. You just need that one video series that just comes out at the right time, catches the audience, gets high enough in the YouTube ranking search system, and then you're sorted. But unfortunately, it takes a very long time for a lot of channels to do that. The Yogscast, for example, they were making videos before they got really big doing Minecraft. They were making videos for like 6 years, something like that, WoW and other stuff. It's not as easy as you think. Like, a lot of people think that the big channels have only been around for like a year or so. In some cases that might be right. So in others, most cases, they've actually been doing it for years and years before they get noticed. And unfortunately, that's just the way of things. But coming back to the question specifically, I went on a bit of a ramble again, although I'm sure it's very interesting. Not. Is it easier to interact with your fans and have a higher viewer satisfaction rate because you're a smaller channel? I think it's a yes and no answer. The viewer satisfaction may be higher with a smaller channel because you do have the opportunity to communicate more effectively with people like this. And I make a real effort to try and respond to people in comment sections as well. But when you're a larger channel, I don't actually think the viewer satisfaction rate goes down. I think it sort of stabilises when you get to a certain level of like viewership. Because people just enjoy watching you, they don't really care if they can communicate with you. Like when you watch a big channel, you don't expect to ever be able to actually communicate with them, so you don't have that expectation of the communication being there. You just sort of subscribe because you like their channel and their content. Or their personality, for example. So yeah, I don't know, it's a difficult one to answer. I think overall, it's nice being able to communicate with you. At the same time, I would absolutely love to be bigger. Don't get me wrong, like this has been my life for like 5 years. So yeah, I think my answer is please would like to be bigger, but I'm still very proud of what I've got. I'm very happy about all the support you guys give me, because frankly, like, if I had said to myself 5 years ago when I first started YouTube, you know, you're going to have 40,000 subscribers at one point and get like, you know, upwards of 5,500, 6,000 views a day or whatever overall, and have like over 800 videos, I'd be like, you're lying, that's absolute bullshit, you know. But actually, when I think about it, I would have given anything at that point in time to have what I have now. So you can never tell what's going to happen with the future. Might one day just suddenly burst. Who knows, but I'll be appreciative either way. Okay, well, this seems like a good place to end this episode. I've realised that I've been rambling for quite a long time. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to leave your questions for the next episode below, because I will actually make an effort to actually make it fully answering questions next time. And also leave your suggestions as to which games you'd like me to play in replacement of PlayGame, because I feel it's about time we moved on a little bit. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, awkward goodbye. Awkward rambly goodbye. Awkward.